This is my front brake caliper after it's been through the ultrasonic cleaner, and I think you'll agree that it's brought it up really nicely, hasn't it? We can get it to focus on here. Yeah, the ultrasonic cleaner's brought this up really nicely, and then I've blown out all of the lines with my air gun and made sure that it's all thoroughly dry. The pistons are looking lovely as well. So I have here a new set of seals, and I'm going to reassemble it all. So I'll just get that little one out as well. It's all my own new seals, and I need to get some brake fluid to lubricate the bits as I put it in. This is the brake fluid I'm using. It's Castrol React Performance .4. So just going to pour a little bit out in the cap, and then I can use that to lubricate the bits as I reassemble them. So just before I start, I'll just show you. If you look at the washers, there's two wider ones and two narrower ones. If you can see that. No, it's not easy to see against my black gloves. There's two wider ones and two narrow ones. You just have to take my word for it. The wider ones, the thicker ones, they go inside, and then the thinner ones, they go at the top, just on the lip here. So just like to dunk the rubber in the brake fluid and get a bit on my finger, get it in the recess around the caliper, and then I can feed these in. Just a little bit fiddly, you probably can't see what I'm doing very well, but just feeding it in. So it's the last little bit that you've got to get straight in your pop in. There we are. And that's the first one, the thick one, in there. I need the thicker ring here. Feed that in. I'm going to lubricate the pistons with plenty of brake fluid. To make sure that you don't twist or damage that rubber seal as it goes in. I can feel it going in now. Good. So that piston is now seated. I don't know if you can see. Seated, if I can just get it lined up, it's seated all the way, so it's actually flush with the edge there. So now I can put this seal back in and the metal retaining clip. Now this is a bit fiddly to get in without twisting the seal, but I'm hoping just with a bit of gentle persuasion. I've got a bit of wood here, used as a drift. Obviously don't want to damage it, just very gently tap it. Try and persuade it in. No, it's been fiddly, as I thought it would do. Doesn't want to go in. It's quite awkward, is that? That's gone in now. It's not quite seated straight, but it's nearly in. Yeah, nearly there. Just got to be patient and gentle with it. Just still slightly proud on that side. That's nice. That's flush all the way around now, and I can see that the rubber seal underneath is still sitting straight. That's not twisted. Sorry, I'm getting out of the camera here. Yeah, so it's now sitting flush all the way around, and I can see the rubber seal underneath is not twisted, so that's good. That's that one in. Okay, let's put the second piston in then. Again, lube it carefully. I've taken the outer rubber ring off, so we're just pushing past the one seal at the moment. That's good. It doesn't take that much pressure to put it in, just got to be firm but gentle. Then that fits around the outside of the piston nicely, and then we've got the metal retainer, and again I'm just going to tap that in gently with my wooden drift here. Right, that's the second metal retaining ring in. That's just taken me, that was quite fiddly, that's just taken me about 10 minutes, so you'll probably see the edited version because you don't want to sit there for 10 minutes watching me struggling to get that in, but it's that's both of them in now. Time to put the two halves back together. So this little washer goes in here, which is the passage where the brake fluid passes from one side to the other. Just make sure all my surfaces are good and clean, and then put the two halves back together. Okay, so these are the bolts. They have red Loctite on them, which is the high strength Loctite. So I've cleaned the old Loctite off with a wire brush, and I'll apply some new red Loctite to both of these before I insert them. Okay. Good. Right, I'm going to just clamp that in my soft jaws and the vise to tighten those down. The brake pads are held in with these split pins, and this is the old one that I've taken out, so I'm going to replace them with some new ones. So I've got my box of split pins here. I think the biggest size will do. Let's try that. Yeah, that's nice. So two of those will do for retaining my brake pads. So here's my bleed nipple. Put that back in. I need to tighten that down because obviously I need to bleed the brakes when I put it back together. I'm seeing it goes on that way. So the pads are barely worn. I've just given them a wipe over with some brake cleaning fluid, and pop those back in. Right, bend over these tabs at the end. Good. Right. So that's ready to go back on. Refit the brake caliper now. So sits on there.